I have a reading for you all, and we'll read it together out loud. It's by Chiuna Achebe, a Nigerian novelist, poet, and a professor. And the story that we're going to read is called Dead Man's Path. So what I'm going to have you guys do is we'll go around and we'll read like a paragraph or so each. Does somebody want to start?
Michael Obi's hopes were fulfilled much earlier than he had expected. He was outspoken, and his commendation of the narrow views of these older and often less educated ones.
What does condemnation mean? Does anybody know? Can we reread that sentence and maybe figure out what that means? So, he was unspoken in his condemnation of the narrow views of these older and less educated ones. Does anybody have a guess of what condemnation means? What does it sound like in this sentence?
Like he's condemning it?
Yeah, and like what does condemn mean?
Like he disagrees?
Yeah, thank you, Kristen, for reading. Isla, would you like to go next?
Sure. In their 2 years of married life, she had become completely infected by his passion for modern methods.
All our colleagues are young and unmarried, he said with enthusiasm.
He was stoop-shouldered and looked frail.
Ongoing there, he found faint signs of an almost disused path from the village across the school compound to the bush on the other side.
It amazes me, said Obi to one of his teachers who had been 3 years in the school, that you people allowed the villagers to make use of this footpath. The path, said the teacher apologetically, appears to be very important to them. Although it's hardly used, it connects the village shrine with their place of burial. Heavy sticks were planted closely across the path at the 2 places where it entered and left the school premises.
3 days later, the village priest of Annie called on the headmaster. He was an old man and walked with a slight stoop. This path was here before you were born and before your father was born. The whole life of this village depends on it.
If you reopen the path, we shall have nothing to quarrel about.
I am sorry, said the young headmaster, but the school compound cannot be a thoroughfare. 2 days later, a young woman in the village died in childbed.
Obi woke up the next morning among the ruins of his work. Thank you guys for reading that. Can we start with some of your takeaways from that story, perhaps?
I liked how it kind of represented the attempts to make changes in a tribal community without the understanding or incorporating their own traditions, and how that was a clash of the cultures.
Sure. Cool.
Kind of like a listen to your elders moral or morality at the end.
Yeah. What were some of the character traits of Mr. Obi?
Very excited,
Yeah.
happy, joyous.
Okay. Sure.
Strong opinions.
Mm-hmm. How about the priest?
He was set in his ways, but calm about it. Like, he said what he had to say, and then saw that Obi wasn't gonna give way, so he was like, well, you'll see.
So the story sort of describes both of those two men with a slight stoop. What do you think the author's intention was with that? Do you think there was intention there?
Well, I'd say, like, when someone walks with a stoop, it's like there's something weighing on them. So you could assume that it has something to do with the pressures of life, or however much they've dealt with.
Okay. What were some of the pressures of life in both of their situations? In Mr. Obi's situation, perhaps?
A new job.
I feel like it also kind of shows that even though, like, both have different opinions, they still, like, both face the same thing.
Sure.
It, like, kind of brings them together.
How about the priest? What were his sort of struggles in this story?
The shutting down of the pathway from the village to the dead man's compound.
Yeah. Cool.
Though both old and walking with a slight stoop, Mr. Obi and the priest were unalike. The villagers of the priest refused the coup, but they both wanted the best for the tykes. We learned new vocab and context clues. We found the moral of the story too.